Welcome to our Buy Location Parks to Visit series. We're going to be going over the best parks to visit in the Western United States. Here are just a few to highlight of ones that we're going to be going over. We are going to try to create the ultimate park map of amusement parks to visit. So starting out here in the Western United States, I made up these boundaries, but we're going to call it the vast frontier. There's no order to these parks. These are just parks that you should visit in the Western United States. So to start out, we're gonna be here down in Los Angeles area. So if you're in this area, you have a lot of parks to choose from. Starting off, we have Six Flags Magic Mountain. They call themselves the thrill capital of the world, and I agree. They have 20 roller coasters in one single park. The first highlight is X2. It is the world's first fourth dimensional coaster. X2 features a 215-foot drop, top speeds of 76 miles per hour, and a near vertical first drop that you are turned and face straight down. You are so disoriented, half the time you don't know where you're at. Next up, you have Superman Escape from Krypton. This is a 415-foot ride. It will take you to speeds of 100 miles per hour. But as you can see here, you don't quite reach the top of that 415 feet. And last but not least, you have my personal favorite flying coaster, Tatsu. This ride is massive. Your seats rotate backwards into a flying position. So you are locked like this the entire ride. So I give Six Flags Magic Mountain a 10 out of 10 for thrill rides. The family park score, I give it a 4 out of 10. Now we're going to travel south of LA to a place called Knott's Berry Farm. This park is known as California's original theme park. This park is an average sized theme park, but still has a lot of great rides within not that big of an area if you're comparing to, say, Six Flags Magic Mountain. Alright, some highlights of this park. Here we have Accelerator. So Accelerator launches riders 0 to 82 miles per hour in 2.3 seconds. It reaches a height of 205 feet. This was the world's first hydraulic launch coaster. After you crest over that top hat, you'll come down into some flowy turns and then into the brake run. Next up, we have a top tier wooden roller coaster called Ghost Rider. This ride is actually the longest, tallest, and fastest wooden roller coaster in the West Coast. The other highlight of Knott's Berry Farm, it has a great family ride area. That includes Camp Snoopy. It has some great family rides and roller coasters as well. So as for a score for Knott's Berry Farm, I will give it an 8 out of 10 for their thrill rides and a 7 out of 10 for it being generally a great family park. Now literally 10 minutes just southeast of Knott's Berry Farm, you're going to find our next park, which is Disneyland's well-known park, the happiest place on earth, quote unquote. So first up we have Rise of the Resistance, the Star Wars ride. Honestly, this is one of the best themed rides I have been on in my life.
Passengers of PR-141, this vessel is now under the authority of the First Order.
This ride features a trackless, walk-through, motion simulator, dark ride. It's a combination of all those. The fluidity, the theming, honestly is over the top. Next up we have Space Mountain, which this has been operating since 1977. And for a ride that old, I really had a great time on this ride. And if you look up any POV of Space Mountain, it will be black because it's dark. I don't need to explain that. So go ride it is the better way to experience this. Last up we have Indiana Jones, the ride that everyone is afraid will break down while they are right at the gates to get on this ride. Even the queue it feels like you're walking straight into the movie. So as far as a rating for Disneyland, I would give it a 2 out of 10 for the thrill rides. There aren't too many, but a 10 out of 10 for the theming, the family park rides, the family park atmosphere. Next up, we have a park up in Northern California. This is in the San Francisco area. It is Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. They call themselves the thrill capital of Northern Cali, and I would agree with them. So first up, we have Joker at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. This is a hybrid roller coaster built by Rocky Mountain Construction. And I really like this pre-lift hill track. It adds a little kind of bump into what you're about to experience. This features a 100-foot drop and speeds up to 53 miles per hour. And I can say this for nearly every RMC out there, these are going to be butter smooth roller coasters. You will not feel the shake and rattle or the bumpiness like other rides at majority of theme parks. Next up, we have Wonder Woman Lasso of Truth, which is a pendulum ride. I didn't have any footage of this or could not find footage. So here is the Six Flags Great Adventure version. But I love these pendulum rides. They are fun. You get great airtime at the top of each of those swings, and the spinning cars give you a different view, a different angle at each, point of the ride. The last highlight for this park is Flash Vertical Velocity. This is an impulse coaster, so it's a back and forth swing, so you're launching forward, launching backwards. This ride has a height of 150 feet and speeds of 65 miles per hour. So what's unique about this ride is that it has a 45-degree incline tower that has an inline twist in it. So that rollback will be a little bit different than going vertical on other similar type of models. So as far as rating for this park, I will give the thrill rides a 7 out of 10, and as far as a family park, more like a 3 out of 10. There aren't too many family rides here, but there are enough thrill rides here to make it worth a visit. Now we're going into probably one of the more remote theme parks as far as spread away from any other theme park. This is Lagoon Amusement Park in Farmington, Utah. It's north of Salt Lake City a few miles. Here are the highlights for Lagoon. First up, we got Cannibal. This is a 208-foot, 70-mile-per-hour roller coaster that was built in-house by Lagoon. This coaster features a 116-degree drop, so you're going beyond vertical on that drop. This ride, as far as I've researched, is the tallest coaster with a beyond vertical drop. Next up, we've got Colossus, the Fire Dragon. This is a 40-year-old coaster. Even with that, this is still a fun, forceful ride. Next up, we have the roller coaster. That's a pretty unique name, the roller coaster. This is one of the world's oldest roller coasters. This has been operating since 1921. Primordial is an interactive dark ride. It's a 3D shooter inside an artificial mountain. I've done a more in-depth look into Lagoon, so if you want to view that video, it is up here in this link. So as far as a rating for Lagoon, I would give this a 6 out of 10 for the thrill rides and an 8 out of 10 for the family park. So now we're gonna give some honorable mentions of theme parks to visit. Up in northern Idaho, you have Silverwood Theme Park. This has some great rides. It's where some of the founders from RMC have come from. Now, if you're in the Las Vegas area, the Adventure Dome is another park worth visiting. This is an indoor amusement park, so you don't have to worry about weather here, which is very rare. And last up, we have Glenwood Caverns. This is a great amusement park built in the mountains of Colorado in Glenwood Springs. So if you're in that area, that is worth a visit as well, as the location makes it a very unique park. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content of parks to visit by location, subscribe. Thanks for watching. and ride on.